You need 7 friends to be a part of that club and a club advisor who's a teacher. So if you want to start any kind of club, you come see me. You have until October the 1st to start a club. If you just want to join a club, we have Club Rush coming up October 8th and 9th right there during lunch in the Commons. Sign your name up, you can join a club. So there you go.
Hi, I'm Sarah Little. My alphabet is A through D. We are legitimately the best alphabet. Sorry. Excuse me, guys.
Hi, I'm Dr. Rushler. I've got L through RA. I don't need to comment about how great my students are because I know how great they are.
What's up, Chargers? You guys are awesome. Love that we're all here together. So I'm E through K, and I'm not over anything really exciting other than athletics. So hope you guys get involved. It's really good to be here with you.
And obviously, Mr. Barrett thought so highly of this class that he decided to come up with you. So we're glad he's here. Anyway, thanks again for your time and support. I'm going to turn the time over to our counseling staff, Sally Matson.
Good morning. We're so happy you are here today with us. We're grateful to have an opportunity to talk a little bit about our programs here at school and what we can do for you as your counseling staff. I previously in my other life was Sally Matson. I'm now Sally Kelso. And Mr. Jensen hasn't gotten used to that. We've been friends for a long time. So if you see Matson or Kelso, I'll still answer to both. I'm going to quickly introduce my team, and then they are going to introduce themselves a little bit more when they get up to present to you today. But we have 7 counselors here. 6 of us are assigned to an alphabet, and you can see our alphabet divisions up on the board. Raise your hand if you know who your counselor is already or if you've already met with them. Awesome. I love that. And we wanted to make sure you know all of our faces today, so we're all wearing our matching clothes today, so you can pick us out, and we're happy to talk to you parents after this meeting as well. We have also some support staff in our office. If Mr. Hanley could go to that next slide. You guys probably are already familiar with Kathy and Andrea. They are at our front desk in our counseling center, and they are awesome. Their pictures are up there on that slide. We also have several other support people. Our 7th counselor is Michelle Anderson. She's going to be talking to you today about attendance. And she is not assigned a specific alphabet, but she will be working closely with this freshman class. So you will want to get to know her. We also have Mr. Ditmore, who works with our CTE program and our concurrent enrollment classes. Most of you have maybe heard of concurrent enrollment. Somebody else is going to talk about that a little bit more today. You'll get some information about AP and concurrent enrollment. We also have Ms. Tebow and Ms. Clark who are in our office. One of them is a college advisor, one of them is our registrar, and then we have an awesome work-based learning coordinator at our school, and her name is Chris Morgan. She's actually here, and I wanted to let her, Chris, come over here so they can see you. Chris works with job shadowing, internships, a lot of field trips, anything that you're interested in as far as your career goes. She has a great database going for students and the careers that they're interested in so that she can get the information out to you for field trips. So she's someone you're going to want to know in our building. We wanted to make sure, even as freshmen, that you knew her face. So this is Ms. Morgan. And she has an office here at our school, and she also has, you can find her on the website. She's got an email address, all of that. So thank you so much, Chris. So that's who you may be dealing with on our side of the building, and we wanted to make sure you knew those names and some of our faces today. We're going to talk about a lot of information that's super important as you're trying to graduate from high school, but also as you're moving on to the next phase of your life. So we're going to start with talking about your graduation requirements. And we have a couple different diplomas available here at Corner Canyon and also in our district. One of them is our advanced diploma and one of them is our honors diploma. So on the left on that slide, you'll see our graduation requirements for this class, the class of 2023. You have English requirements, math, science, social studies, PE, health, art, CTE, that's our career and technical education classes. Digital studies, which several classes count for your digital studies requirement, but that is a requirement here. Financial literacy, and then you have lots of electives. Now, some people think that those 9.5 electives all have to be elective classes. That's a little bit misleading because most of you will be taking an extra math class or an extra science class or some world language. Those all go towards your electives. So that 9.5 is not necessarily all elective classes. So the advanced diploma takes into consideration that you've done a little bit extra. You've done some things that are beyond maybe what our regular graduation requirements are, and that's your language classes. So for the advanced and honors diploma, you can count an 8th grade language class. That doesn't give you credit, but it does count towards that requirement for your advanced and honors diploma. We, as your counselors, are always going to suggest that you do 2 years of language in high school, 9 through 12, because that opens up some opportunities for colleges and scholarships. We can talk to you a little bit more about that later, but our suggestion is 2 years of language between 9th and 12th grade. And then the honors diploma goes a little farther than that. It also includes the 2 credits of world language. It has a little bit of a higher GPA requirement, you can see up there, but it also suggests that you meet some benchmarks on the ACT. So you'll be taking the ACT test at least once here in high school, junior year. Most of you will be taking it more than once. You can pull those benchmark scores from different tests. They don't all have to be on the same test. So that is the highest diploma you can get here in Canyons District. The reason we're talking to you about that now as a freshman is we want you to know that that's something to shoot for if you want that. You get an extra honor cord at graduation, and it's an honor that we have here in our district that we suggest that you go for. The next thing we wanted to talk about is what we call the Big Five. You're going to see posters of this in different classrooms. You're going to see posters on it in our offices. These are the 5 things that colleges now, in our day, for your class, have suggested that you work on. So, the first one is improving your GPA. Right now, you all have a 0.0 GPA. Did you know that? So, if you look at your ranking in our computer screen, you guys all get ranked against each other. Did you know that? So, right now, your rank is 0 out of 0. After this quarter, if you look around each other, you're going to be ranked against each other. Now, that's not necessarily something that we tell you so that you can be frustrated or upset by, but we want you to have the ranking that really is reflective of your ability and your efforts. So all of you will get a ranking. If 27 of you have a 4.0 after this quarter, you'll all have the ranking of 1, which is awesome. 1 out of 576, or however many are in your class. The next person, that 3.999 student, will have a ranking of 27 because you had all of those kids sharing number 1 ranking. And then the next student, if there's 4 of you that are sharing 27, will go down to 31. Does that make sense? So all of you will get a ranking. Now, you're not able to see that. Your counselor's able to see that. The reason we bring that up now is that a lot of your colleges will want to know what your ranking is in your school. And we think it's important for you to know that you're ranked. GPA maybe isn't the fairest way to rank you, but it's the way that they can do it on paper. So we really, again, want that to be reflective of your ability and your effort. And we hope you're putting in your full effort right now. The next thing is your ACT or SAT scores. We're going to talk a little bit more about that as we get going through other CCRs. You, again, are starting to prepare for that now by the information you're learning in your classes, but you also will have some preparation for that in your junior year. And then we also suggest that you take the highest level of classes that you can take and still be happy. We don't want you to be miserable here, but we want you to be challenged. Colleges also want to see that you've been challenged, so we would suggest you take the highest classes you can take. And then we're going to talk about 2 other things today in some later slides. One of those is getting involved in your community, and one of those is getting involved here at school with extracurricular activities. Those are the 5 things that colleges are looking for. Those are the 5 things that you may want to keep in mind as you're building your schedule for the future.
All right. Hi, I'm Sandra Steele, and I have the alphabet HAM, H-A-M, through L-E. It's a little tricky. You have to remind yourself of what that alphabet is. So I want to talk a little bit today about grit and what it means to have grit in high school. Grit is a word that we're starting to hear a little bit more often, and I'm guessing a lot of you know what it is. Grit means that you stick to it when something is difficult or hard. And I imagine there are a lot of you who've got grit down. You've been faced with a lot of hard things. You've got hard classes right now, and you are learning how to be a freshman in high school. You're not an adult yet. We don't expect you to be an adult or to behave 100% like an adult, but we want you to work toward learning those skills that will help you advocate for yourself, will help you stick through those hard things, and we're going to give you lots of opportunities to do it in high school, okay? So, first thing there, I want you to think for a minute without saying anything. What does your backpack look like right now? We're 3 weeks into school. Have you been able to maintain that organization that you had that very first day? Okay, so getting organized. Thanks. Getting organized is something that will help you stay on top of things, okay? Including in that is using a planner, something where you can keep track of your due dates and deadlines. We have a lot in our brain. Adding to it every due date and deadline for every class is not going to happen. So get those things on paper, free up some brain space for the fun things that you want to think about. Respond proactively. Proactive means doing something ahead of time, anticipating an end result, and problem solving before it gets too big or too unmanageable. One example is, if you're sitting in math class and you don't understand the concept that day, are you going to wait 2 weeks until the day before the test to go get help with that teacher? Or are you going to pop in after school or the next day in charger time and make sure you understand that concept before you jump to the next level? So that's responding proactive. Involving yourself in school. You're going to hear a lot about this today. You already have ones. And Ms. Segal is going to talk a little bit about clubs. So we want you to think about what clubs you can join. Research shows that students who are connected to high school have that connection. Either they're involved in music or sports or dance or a club, DECA, debate. They do better in school. They get better grades. They attend and they do well. So we want you to think very carefully about your involvement. The last one, talk to teachers, parents, and counselors. We are a resource for you guys. We don't expect you to do everything on your own, but we definitely want you to get to that point where you can advocate for yourself. You can approach a teacher and have a conversation if you're having an issue in class. Obviously, your parents are here to help, and we want you to utilize them and us. But if I have a student come into my class, into my office, and I'm guessing most of the other counselors are the same, and they say, Ms. Steele, I'm really struggling with my so-and-so teacher. My first question is going to be, okay, how did that conversation go when you talked to your teacher? And if you say, I haven't talked to him yet, I'm probably going to say, go chat with your teacher. And oftentimes they come back and the issue has been resolved, or they were shocked at how supportive their teacher was. And if that's not the case, obviously we want to step in and help, and your parents can help with that too. But we want you to take that step as freshmen in high school, okay? Okay, another thing that gritty people do is they use their resources. We have a lot of resources here at Corner Canyon. How many of you, just by raise of hand, have already attended a charger time? Okay, very good. Okay, charger time, if you are not aware, begins at 7:05 in the morning, every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. This is time that you can spend in your individual classroom with your teacher to get help specific to your class. We also have Math Lab after school. Math Lab is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 2:30 to 3:30. Science tutoring is available. I have to look. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I put this little calendar. You're welcome to take a picture of this if that helps you keep track of those days. We also have National Junior Honor Society tutors. There's a list in the Student Center. And those are students who are in the upper grades that can help with specific topics. So we hope you'll take advantage of that. So using your resources, get help when you need it, and be gritty.
Hello, everybody. So I am Mrs. Anderson, and I am a part-time counselor here. And although I don't have an alphabet, hello there, I think freshmen are the greatest, and I have one myself. Hi, Abby. So parents, this is new for me. I'm taking this all in as a parent for the first time having a high schooler. So parents, anybody first time having a high schooler, a lot of information. Oh good, a few hands have gone up. So I just want to talk a little bit about how important attendance is. And I read this article a couple weeks ago that was on the district website, and it was called Be Great, Miss Less Than 8. And so that's 8 days throughout the school year. And as I did the math in my head, that's about a day or less a month, right? So, okay, that's kind of challenging to do. And I thought, well, as a parent, okay, so what about just 2 days? What if my kid misses 2 days per month? So doing the math on that, if our school year is 10 months, that adds up to 20 days of being gone, which is also 4 weeks or a whole month of instruction. So just something to be mindful about as you schedule vacations, if they go into the school year, you have, doctor's appointments, that's a lot of instruction for kids to miss. And research has shown that will affect their test scores, and in extreme cases, when you have a lot of absences, it could also put you in jeopardy of not graduating. So something to take seriously. And I'm not saying to come to school when you're sick. You definitely don't want flu or pink eye or anything like that. So definitely stay home for those days, but just be very mindful about coming to school, because we want you here. And so other than that, and as freshmen, I think this is a great time for you guys to start fresh. This is a new school, new teachers, new classes, new friends. Get in the habit of developing these good attendance habits so it's not a problem for you later on, because you guys are going to, as you go about, take more challenging classes and have other things that you're going to worry about besides getting to school. So remember, be great, less than 8 absences.
Hi, Jolly here, and I am fortunate to sit on this side over here on that little view. Follow me, okay? I noticed, good morning, that this side is super calm and quiet, and then I noticed this side over here, oh my gosh, they're so rambunctious and excited to be here. And then I noticed, that's because there's the parents and there's the freshies. It all makes sense now. Okay, so I've got lots to talk to you about, so we're going to hang out over here. No offense to my mature parents who are listening so well, but these guys, I want you to hear what I have to say because it's important. Okay, you ready? All right, we're going to talk about how to earn college credit while in high school. How many of you are in Human Geography AP? All right, so you're already taking an AP class. Okay, hands up. Hey, when I ask you a question, that doesn't mean your mouth goes off too, just your hand, okay? So you know about AP classes then. Here at Porter Canyon, there's 2 different ways to earn college credit. You can do it through advanced placement classes, and we have approximately 24 advanced placement classes that you can take here at Porter, or you can do current enrollment, and we have about 19 of those kind of classes you can take. Now, what's the big difference? That's what you need to know. Man, that light is for sure blinding. Okay, here's the Scooby-Doo. AP, you have to take a test at the end of the school year based upon everything that you learned throughout the year. What do you have to score on that test? Oh, I kind of give away. What do you have to score to get a college credit? A 3. Okay, so you have to be a really good test taker in order to be able to get college credit for an AP class. Now, does every college accept AP courses the same way? No. You'll want to check with the university if you're thinking of going to see how that college credit will be accepted. Okay, so AP classes, a test is required, $99 per test. If you score a 3 or higher, you can get up to 8 college so that's a lot. Now, concurrent enrollment, we primarily go through Salt Lake Community College. Okay, we have some UVU classes, but mostly SLIC. What you do there is you apply to Salt Lake Community College, and it's only $5 per credit. So if you wanted to take like Math 1050, you would only have to pay $15 for that class. And then if you were to take it at college, it could be upwards of $400. So do you see the savings there? But to take concurrent enrollment, there's some prerequisites. You might have to take a class. You might have to take a test. Like for English 1010, you have to have taken the ACT. There's some requirements that you have to take. Let's see, what did I miss? Oh, there's a new thing too. In years past, concurrent enrollment was primarily for juniors and seniors. Well, the Utah Board of Regents has come out and said, you know what, we want to allow 15-year-olds to take concurrent enrollment. So if you're 15 or older, that means you're eligible to start signing up for our concurrent enrollment classes. Okay, so that's kind of cool and something to remember. So, AP, concurrent enrollment, those are your two primary ways to earn college credit while in high school. CTEC, oh, I'm losing them. They're going fast. Okay, CTEC, what are some programs we can take at CTEC? Technology, what else? Medical, what else? Video, physical therapy, and the answers are right up there on the board. Okay, we're going to talk just a little bit about CTEC. Okay, is my crowd over there still doing okay? Miss Kelso, are they still okay over there? Okay, it's mostly these guys, they're just so excited. Okay, CTEC is a great place where you can go junior or senior year in high school and actually gain work-based skills that will propel you into your career, where you can even earn certifications like certified nursing assistant. Say you want to go into the medical field, you can join this program for one semester, get that certification, and then you can be a CNA employed making $12 an hour. Have that as a stepping stone towards the medical field. Lots of different programs for CTEC. If you're interested in it, we encourage you your sophomore year, talk to Mr. Ditmore. We also have, you met Miss Morgan, we'll have CTEC tours that you can go on, actually visit their facility and find out the cool stuff there. Okay, what's that? No? Okay. All right, moving on. Okay, pathway completers. This is part of the CTE division, okay? We have here at Corner Canyon opportunities to be a pathway completer if you take the right amount of CTE classes in the correct path. You'll want to talk to Mr. Ditmore. He's our pathway completer expert, but you'll see up here on this slide, these are all of what we call career clusters. And under each career cluster is a specific pathway that propels you into your career or allows you to get some education and some knowledge in what degree you're hoping to study while in college. They say that if you're a pathway completer, you're more likely to be successful in your career and in college because you've been able to make the connection of the importance of being a good student in high school and transferring those skills onto college. Okay, let's see, what do we have next here? Aha, all right. Okay, where's my 10 Tebows out there? Who's my, oh, not Team Tebow, 10 Tebow, how about James LeBron? No? Yeah, okay, how about Michael Jordan? No, don't know him either? Okay, that's my age. All right, how about who's gonna play college ball? Whether it be football, soccer, any athletes out here? All right, there we go. Athletes, okay. Oh, they're back pretty good. Okay, down with me, 3, 2. If you want to play college ball, you have to come meet with me. There are certain requirements that you must fulfill in order to be eligible with the NCAA, and you have to meet with we or just me, and we'll make sure you're taking the right courses and you're doing everything you need to do to be eligible to play college ball. If you don't meet with me, love fiddlesticks, you might be in a world of hurt, okay? So make sure you come meet with me on that. 2 scholarships that we want to talk to you about. We have the Regents Scholarship and the New Century Scholarship. Parents, if you take a picture of those are the websites that you would go to visit. I'll wait until you're ready. I know this is a ton of information. Oh look, they have a new little chair. Oh, that's cute. Okay, shh, listen. Okay, here we go. Okay, it's important to learn about these things because when you become a senior, you're like, oh yeah, they talked to me about that when I was a freshman and I didn't pay attention because I was doing my chair or I was playing Minecraft or I was looking at the ceiling, not Minecraft. Okay. So this is important stuff we're talking to you about. Regents and New Century are 2 scholarships that you can earn while in high school that you can use for your college education. Okay? For parents who are interested in that, I have more information on that. I can meet with you after the meeting. But I feel like I've kind of lost this group. So I want to make sure you get all the information that you need. So that's about scholarships. Okay. What's next? Oh, that's all. Okay, now Mr. Hanley's going to come up. And Mr. Hanley's the kindest, most token male that we have in our counseling center. So be kind and be respectful and listen to him because he has lots of great stuff to share with you.
Colby, you running that light? I'm going to run back and forth. All right. Guys, I'm just really quickly going to go through some of the resources that you have. I didn't realize that when I became a counselor that part of my job would be to know the answer to every question that was out there. I think my colleagues can attest to that. There's a lot of resources that you've got at your fingertips with some of the questions that we get asked. That you can get some of those answers just by going to the website. How many of you guys have been on the Corner Canyon website so far this year? I'm sure there's some hands raised. I can't see you. I apologize. A lot of the questions that we get, you can get the answer to just by going to the student tab. Okay? If any of you have a no grade at this point, I hope none of you have a no grade at this point, meaning that you've missed more than 4 class periods. You can find out on that student tab how you fix that no grade. Okay? For those of you that are interested in the advanced and honors diplomas, you're interested in getting honor cords and things like that when it comes time for graduation, all of that information you can find under the student tab on the school's website. Okay, so please go to that as often as you can. Of course, there are upcoming events and all kinds of things that you'll find out on the website. Okay. Now, the Student Center, we have a website that's connected to the website as well. There's tons of information there. So information about courses that you're interested in taking, or if you want to find out about some of the courses, as Ms. Jolly just talked about, planning ahead. Lots of information that you can find through that website. When it comes time to do registration for next year, we'll have information there that will show you the different types of classes that you can be taking on that website, as well as information about scholarships and financial aid and how to prepare yourselves for college applications, those types of things. All of that you can find on our website. Okay? I think I skipped that one already. Okay. How many of you guys have checked your grades already on Gradebook? All right. Okay. I was hoping there'd be a few more of you. All right. How many parents have checked your kids' grades? All right. See, that's about the same amount. Yeah, it's right there. All right. So, if you haven't already, go into Skyward and check your grades. We want you guys, again, that proactive part of grit, right? Being proactive. If you're checking your grades, that's one way to make sure that you guys can keep on top of your classes and keep on top of your assignments and all those types of things, okay? A lot of times when your teachers, if they give you an assignment, sometimes they may assign something that's through Skyward, and you'll get those messages through your account at Skyward. And so make sure that you guys are checking that. One of the things that you can do, so this is just an example here on the board. once you click on gradebook, you can actually click on each individual grade for your class, and it will open up the assignments, the list of the assignments, and everything that makes up that particular grade, okay? Every once in a while, there's a chance that there might be a mistake there. And that's an opportunity for you guys to check on that. You can also check and see, okay, well, where am I missing things? Is it in tests? Is it within my quizzes? Whatever. So when you're going and talking to your teachers during charger time, because you're going to do charger time, right? Maybe, I heard somebody say maybe, right over here, all right? This is a way for you to be able to be informed so that when you're talking to your teachers about that, you can go in and say, you know what, I'm doing well on my quizzes, but my test isn't so hot, right? Let's talk about that, okay? Checking on your gradebook is a good way to do that, okay? You can also check on your graduation requirements. Who's looked at that? Almost none of you, okay. So this is a fluid document. So as you go into your Skyward, there's a link that just says graduation requirements, and it will show you all the required classes that you need to take and all the credits that you need to earn all the way through high school, okay? If you look at it right now, there's going to be a lot of red numbers on there, and that's just because you're freshmen. There's a lot of things that you just haven't had a chance to take yet, okay? But it will show the classes that you currently have on your schedule. It'll show that those are in progress, and you'll be able to see which particular graduation requirement that each of those classes will fulfill, okay? This is, once again, a great tool to help you in the planning that you go about as you decide which classes you're taking each year to make sure that you are on track for graduation, okay? Again, every once in a while, something's not in the right place. Come and talk to your counselor, or if that's the case, if you have questions about that, so we make sure that everything's counting where you're expecting it to be counting, okay? Now, if you do something like get a no grade, or if you fail a class, it will show up on that graduation requirement. That's one of the things that we as counselors, when we have students or parents come and talk to us about, hey, am I on track for graduation? This is exactly where we go. So we're checking on that. And if there are things to make up, we'll help you figure out how to do that as well, okay? And once again, you can look at each individual course, see your grade. So if you do have to make something up, it'll show you which particular quarter that represents. All right, I'm done. Thank you, guys.
Hello, everyone. My name is Miss Sigo. I am the counselor for students with the last name NI through SH. So raise your hands if I am your counselor. Oh, come on. I'm not that embarrassing. I can't see, so maybe there's more. Okay. All right, so a really important part of high school is to get involved outside of just your regular classes, okay? Whenever someone asks me what my biggest regret in high school was that I wasn't more involved, okay? Shh. So an awesome way to get involved is to join some clubs. I know that there's some fun ones up there. Who sees one that they're already interested in joining? There's some pretty cool ones, right? Okay. Okay, so we are doing Club Rush October 8th through the 9th, so in a couple of weeks. The club's tables will be set out in the comments, so you can go visit each club and see what they're about. But I strongly encourage you to sign up for at least one club, okay? I know it might be stressful. You're thinking, I have all these classes to worry about. I play a sport. I don't have time to join a club. But some clubs only might meet like once a week. Some meet once a month. So it just depends on what you have time for. But please get involved, okay? Getting involved in clubs lead to scholarship opportunities, service opportunities, can introduce you to a career you might be interested in, okay? So I challenge all of you to sign up for at least one club that you're interested in, okay? Okay. So Utah Futures, I'm sure some of you have seen this. Who's heard of Utah Futures before or have kind of been on there before? I think in 8th grade they have you do that at River Park. Okay, so Utah Futures is an awesome website that you can go and search for colleges and careers and scholarships. It can also help you study for tests. But before I talk too much about it, we're just going to play this video that kind of summarizes what it does, okay?
Are you a student just starting your college search? A working adult ready for a change? Planning for the future can be a daunting task. Researching career paths, tracking down scholarships, prepping for tests, exploring the job market, building a resume, creating a realistic budget, all while juggling multiple websites and resources? Yikes. Where do you even start? Right here at utahfutures.org, your one-stop shop for planning your future and joining Utah's workforce. From streamlined self-assessment to personalized career exploration tools, the site has everything you need to plan for and land an amazing job. And when it comes to making these high-stakes life choices, utahfutures.org is a resource like no other. In fact, 89% of users said that Utah Futures allowed them to learn about careers and help them more effectively plan for the future. To get started, create a free account on the utahfutures.org homepage. Are you a middle or a high school student? Begin with the Career Exploration tool and discover your career interests. From there, you can research school options, study for the ACT, and discover certificates and degrees to get ahead. You'll also find resources to help you understand tuition and predict living expenses, no matter what adventure you're on. If you're already in the job market, utahfutures.org can help you level up to a high-demand job. Research classes and licensing programs, hone interview skills, and apply for jobs right from the website. You'll be on the way to your dream career in no time. Ready to plan the path to your future? Visit utahfutures.org today.
Okay, so as you can see, there's a bunch of different things that you can do on Utah Futures. Some of you might already have an account. Go to the next slide.
Are you a student just starting your college search?
Come on, Phil. Okay. So what I want you to do, super quick, because we're running out of time. Pull out your phone real quick, really fast. Take a picture of that or scan that code, and then put it away, because we don't have time to create an account right now, but when you get a second today, please create an account. It's free, it's super easy to sign up, okay? So I'm gonna give you like 10 seconds to take a picture and verify. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Okay, put your phones away. So when you get a chance today, please create an account on there, okay? Because we will, throughout your high school career, you'll be using it, and we as council will be using it with you, okay? Thank you, guys.
Okay. I'm going to stand over here to hopefully calm you guys down a little bit. My name's Amy Hardcastle, and I am also one of the counselors here. I feel very comfortable with this freshman class because I know a lot of you. Like Miss Anderson, I also have a freshman daughter that is in this class. So I love that I know a lot of you already, but it sometimes plays in your favor and sometimes it doesn't, because I know your names and I can call you out. Okay. One thing you need to know about me also is I was a teacher before I was a counselor. So it drives me crazy when people aren't listening to me. I'm watching you. Okay, so I need you to stay with me. So I am going to talk to you about a pretty serious subject, so I really need everyone's attention. Everything we've talked about to this point is obviously very important and information you need to know,